and taking one step closer to their future as one local college class walked the stage today. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Brian Burns. At the top, many of your neighbors were up bright and early taking part in what's considered the largest relay marathon in the U.S., Beach to Bay. With more on this year's run and turnout, our Anieli Ruiz joins us now with more.
Yeah, we'll show you some of the pictures that were shared by some of the viewers who were at today's race. Brian?
I imagine that they were all amazed at how perfect the weather was, especially starting out so cool this morning.
It was beautiful. A lot of the people that I talked to said that today's race, the weather was just the best that they've had in a long time.
All right, thank you very much, Anieli. In crime news tonight, Corpus Christi police say the number of DWI arrests are up at least 30%. CCPD says so far this year there have been 557 DWI arrests, and the driver now faces charges in that case. Driscoll residents still having to conserve water this weekend. This after a water line broke as it was being relocated. The South Texas Water Authority says the Driscoll, Bishop, and Kingsville area. And if you live in that part of the area, we will let you know once the water pressure gets back up on our website at KIIITV.com and on our Facebook page. Coming up tonight after the break, see fashionistas in the making at one local high school.
Full-time nurse and a part-time fashion designer.
Students from the fashion design class show us their creations, plus how you can get your kids signed up for sewing class. But first, let's take a preview of how our weather's shaping up. Alan, this great weather, will it hold out?
Not going to be as nice as it was
Welcome back. We're about 2 weeks from entering the hurricane season, and we here at KIII want to arm you with one of our hurricane kits through our giveaway contest.
That's right, Brian. We have another winner to tell you about.
And it's a great hurricane kit, too. If you'd like to enter to win, just visit our website or send us a postcard with your name and, of course, your phone number. Very important. Absolutely perfect way to start the day. Thank you very much. The runners love the cool weather to start out.
That's right. Great running weather this morning. I heard you and Anieli talking about it, how nice it was, and I'm sure you guys weren't the only ones because it was super.
Well, Dan, some unusual matchups with some great high school baseball teams.
Absolutely. We're now into round 3 of the playoffs. We get a rare meeting of number 1 and number 2 this early in the playoffs. Brian, it's on to another round of the state playoffs for Carroll, and the Tigers really picking momentum. This was a team that was barely ranked when the season began. Now they've got a 35-3 record and are looking for bigger things in about 2 weeks at the state tournament in Austin.
Go Tigers.
Absolutely.
Thank
Tonight
you very
anyway.
Much. Appreciate it, Dan. Well, finally, a new tradition getting underway at City Hall. This is the first annual hat contest.
There's always a yellow rose in Texas.
Always a yellow rose. Next year, they're hoping some men might get involved and maybe make some cowboy hats. Maybe 10, 20 gallons, maybe 50.
I'm looking at you, Brian, next year.
Next year, I'm ready for it. Well, that's going to wrap up the 6 o'clock edition of 3 News this Saturday. For Alan Holt and Dan McReynolds, I'm Brian Burns. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tonight at 10.
2 hours ago, Brian.
That's right, Katia. The search for this missing boy began just before 3 this afternoon at the Juvenile Justice Center. This is the Juvenile Justice Alternative Education Program School, which is located at the corner of Staples and Holly. Now, after our report aired about the missing boy at 6 o'clock tonight, calls from viewers came into our newsroom, his mother's cell phone, and even police. Our viewers reported seeing the young boy near stores all along Staples, all the way to SPID, but he was finally found at the Cracker Barrel restaurant, farther west along SPID. We were there as an emotional mom put her son into her truck for the ride home.
To this.
Now, we found out later there were some unsung heroes in this story. Now, inside the Cracker Barrel restaurant, we talked to a waitress to tell her what was going on outside. She declined to go on camera, but she told me that a former teacher of James had spotted the child looking at toys without his parents being around and informed her of that. As the waitress began talking with the boy, police pulled up out front and contacted his mother that her son was safe and sound. So again, a lot of people pulling together to help find this young 12-year-old boy.
Our viewers are awesome, but he walked from Staples and Holly all the way to the Cracker Barrel at SPID.
Actually, he was spotted in the Sam's parking lot, and then apparently he went across the street and then went all the way up to the Cracker Barrel. It is for a 12-year-old boy. No charges are pending against anyone at this point. They're looking into it, but they say as far as they're concerned, as long as he's safe and sound, the chief says he's happy.
Okay, everyone home safe. That's good. All right, thank you, Brian. Brian Burns is live this evening at that proposed side with all of the details. And what kind of feeling are you getting about this, Brian? What are they saying?
Well, a lot of people are very excited about this, just as excited as they were about the dine-in movie theaters that the City Council paved the way for yesterday. Now, behind me is the Brewster Street Ice House, and then you cross the way, you can see Whataburger Field, and then directly across the street, you see these three business fronts that are one huge warehouse building, and this is where the Alamo Draft House will be located if negotiations are successful. Negotiations with the Hooks baseball team to look into shared parking for this entire area. And he also hopes to seal this deal well before the end of the year. So we may have an Alamo Draft House here relatively soon. Live from the C District, Brian Burns, 3 News.